As a kid, most kids probably want to be an AFL footballer, and that was my dream. Made a couple of representative sides, the Falcons in under-15s, didn't get asked down under-16s, then tried out under-17s and got cut pretty early. So yeah, played local footy at South Bowen for my first year as an 18-year-old and won Rookie of the Year and got a chance to train down at Geelong VFL. Didn't make that under Lee Tudor for 2 years, got cut, kept on trying but kept on getting cut. So played a couple of games though in VFL and then got to play some good games in the VFL in 07 and yeah, got picked up. First time I nominated for the draft in 07, 37 to North. In the 3 years leading up to when I got drafted, I played one game of VFL and they asked me to play finals. I said yes and then I got home and felt really bad, so I actually called up Lee Tudor and said, no, I'm not playing VFL finals, I'd rather play with South Bowen. That happened 2 years in a row actually, and we won premierships. But it was more, I just felt really bad and I wanted to play with my mates, so I definitely wasn't thinking about AFL then. And then, yeah, that final year I got drafted, I played six games for South Bowen and about 14 for the VFL. We won the premiership in the VFL that year, so I had a pretty good final series. I hadn't talked to any AFL clubs, but I was talking to managers, so then I thought I was a chance, and they all told me to nominate for the draft and said I was a pretty good chance of getting drafted. 10 years ago, not many 21-year-olds would get drafted. I think I was the only one from the VFL that year that got drafted. Very thankful for the opportunity just to play one game, but yeah, coming up to 200, it's awesome. First year I played 6 games. I played round 1 but got dropped a few times, just couldn't find any consistent form, but that next year I found some form and kind of really just concentrated on defending and shutting down my man, and yeah, that's how Mr. Annoying came out and just being ruthless on my opponent within the laws of the game and not giving him an inch. Before I started at North Melbourne, I was more of an intercept defender and a bit free-flowing, but then I realised at the AFL level, to get that consistency, I needed to really lock down on an opponent, and it changed over time. Probably not as annoying anymore, but yeah, trying to read the ball and help out. 2013, it was the club, we actually missed finals that year, which was pretty disappointing. It was a good individual award to share with Walesy, but I would rather play finals. But I guess at the end of the career, you'll look back and that will be something you can really hold dear. Recognition of the All-Australian was really good. It's just nice to be acknowledged for what you're doing. It was a good patch, 2012 and 2013 individually. Making finals was pretty exciting, and I can just remember Paddy Ryder bananaing one from about 50, and I was trying to yell out to someone, you just could not hear a thing, and the crowd was so loud, but that win from behind was one of the best feelings I've ever had. Both the Richmond and Essendon games were huge, and they'll go down in my books as two of the best feelings going around. That's one good thing this year. We've got some exciting young kids coming through, and that'll be huge for the club into the future. Obviously, I'm the older person now, and you got to pass on what you know to the young boys. You know, have a little chat to them during the games, and just pass on some knowledge you've learned over the journey. And that's what the older boys used to do to me. And you just hope you pass it on, and they'll pass it on to the next generation as well. My wife Lauren, we met before I got drafted, and we started going out before I came to North, so she's been here the whole time, and she's been a huge support so far in my career. And we've got 2 little kids now, Zara and Genevieve. It's just great coming home to them every day, and they've got a smile on their face and yelling out daddy, so it's really helped my footy career, and it's really put into perspective life kind of. So yeah, I want to thank them a heap, and yeah, I love them a lot. 200 game milestone is pretty big for me. Thinking when I was 20, I wasn't even really thinking about playing AFL. Well, I'll look back on my career and see playing 200 games is a huge achievement, and my mum loves it, obviously coming to watch this, so hopefully she'll be pretty proud, and the milestone's probably for her as well and for the family as well, so they've helped me get along the way.